Hey guys, thanks for checking this out. What I want to demonstrate here is how we're going to use cars for cover, whether it be in an open area against a rock like this or against a tree or whatever. Um, we all really know the basic way of setting it up using the cars to extend cover. You can see there the area that I've highlighted, the purple area, that's obviously the safe area. So that's where we want to keep our players. So I think I've come up with a way to keep our players there from the very beginning to make sure that some people aren't getting out of the car on the wrong side and are exposed. I think it's really going to limit our exposure. So we'll start working on it and we'll see if it helps us. So the main trick to making this happen is making sure that people are getting out of the car on the correct side. The easiest way to do that is to make sure that they're sitting on the correct side. In this example, we'll be forming the left side of the barricade, so the right side or passenger side is going to be the safe side. So obviously we want our passenger on the safe side, which is going to be the right passenger side. The driver, on the other hand, usually automatically exits on the left, or in this case the unsafe side. So the easiest way to make this happen to get the driver out on the right hand side is to make sure that the passenger front seat or passenger right seat is open. So you'll see here gold got in the right rear seat for me, so that just as I crash this, I'm able to hit the change seat button and then exit all at the same time. And you'll see we both wind up exiting in the safe zone. And it's slowed way down right there, but it happens real fast. In fact, I'll stop it right here and try to replay that in real time. So there is going to be a little bit of a lag when we jump out, just because we're in the Europe server, but if you'll see, it's right after gold gets out that I'm able to get out on the correct side. That's the lag, but it's real fast and we'll get faster practice. But as you can see here, we're both in the safety zone. We were never exposed unneedingly to anywhere outside of our barricade. Okay, now we're going to show the easier side, the right hand barricade, which means the safe side is going to be on the driver's side or the left. And so on this, your passenger will sit on the left hand side. You crash it, everybody just hits exit. You're in your safe zone already. Hey, I just wanted to get y'all's attention real quick and point out that this is actually the safest position for a single passenger, is directly behind the driver. The reason being is that the driver, if he comes under fire, he's naturally going to dodge in a way to protect himself. So if the passenger is sitting directly behind him, he's actually able to dodge and protect himself and the passenger. So please keep that in mind if you're riding along in a car with only yourself and the driver. Right here, I'm just showing how cars could be set up like that on the blind side of a building to provide cover. You know, these and a little bit of smoke would provide pretty much 360-degree cover. Well, 180 degrees to 240 degrees of hard cover, and then about 100 degrees of visual cover. This isn't a place that we normally crash, but those two cars set up there would be great because it would keep people inside from being able to rush directly around that corner pre-firing. It would extend where they would have to go and give us the advantage. Now I'm going to insert just a couple of more photos to show places where we could do the same thing and explain what I'm calling blind spots for approaching. So the easiest way for me to describe blind spots for when you're approaching a location is that building. As you can see, there's one side that has 0 windows on the top, 0 windows on the bottom, and just a door on the bottom. So if we're approaching, that side would offer us the least amount of exposure from people inside the building. One thing to be careful of though, if you are going to crash an area with a door, is that, as you can see here, doors can cause damage to vehicles. I'll speed this up in a second just so you can see how much it takes. Just kind of keep an eye on the damage on the bottom left hand corner underneath the gas meter when I do get in the vehicle, and you can see how much is taken off per door opening. You see it's already smoking, and it was a pretty healthy vehicle. I'll fast forward it now so you can see how many hits it takes to make it explode. You can see here that the vehicle has about 20% of its health left. And this next door opening is going to just about send it up into an explosion. It's going to bring it down to just, teeny bit of health. See there, it's just barely hanging on for life. And this one will do it. So the reason for me showing you this is that if we were driving a smoking vehicle and crashed it into somewhere that had a door, and someone were to run and open the door, whether it be on our team or not, everybody in or around the car would be dead. That would be it. So just remember that when driving. This last portion here I had to do without vehicles, so you'll have to use your imagination, and I'll try to help you out with that in a second. So basically this is what I would call a blind approach, which I really like. The wall provides complete cover from anybody that's in the compound, but we're open to the sides. So by putting vehicles on those two markers, we are providing ourselves with way more cover. Instead of 180 degrees of cover, it really turns into about 270 degrees of cover, and only exposes us to the back. So this would be great if, say, the zone was to our back, if this was close to final zone, or even a mid-game rotation. If that wasn't the case and there was a possibility of somebody being behind us, just a few smokes, probably about 4, could give us this type of look for 40 plus seconds. And again, for every 40 seconds you want to extend, you would have to throw another smoke, because that's how long a smoke lasts. But you can see from here we're really, really covered. So this and the other situations I've shown, those are all assuming that we're going to be trying to reuse the vehicles again. It's safe to use. If it's safe to use the vehicles, or if they're not incredibly damaged. If they were super damaged, or if we weren't going to be in them again, it would probably be a great idea to go ahead and blow them up. First take out the tires that are nearest to the inside, and then explode them. That way they are true hard cover at that point. Nick has actually made a pretty great video regarding that. I will post a link to that in the description. Also, please remember, all of this is just in addition to the things that we already do. It doesn't replace anything that we've been practicing. It's only to add to it and make us that much better. The more we practice this, the more it'll become second nature. I know at first it seems weird to be driving and switch seats and then exit, but playing 3 or 4 finger claw seemed weird at one time, and now we just do it without thinking about it. It's going to save us milliseconds worth of damage, but as you know, it only takes a millisecond to get knocked, and you know how much that changes the total outcome of the game. Again, thanks so much for watching. Please practice this in your spare time. If it doesn't work, we won't do it, but I really think it's going to help us. Thanks.